Chairman Mark is one of the best episodes from Series 8 in my opinion. It certainly contains some of the most memorable scenes and lines. The whole asthma mould thing that caused yet another will she or won't she moment with Dobby could have fallen into the same pitfalls that similar storylines with her in these later series have, like not being particularly inspired or interesting and feeling like they're just treading water, but in this episode I don't think that's the case. Dobby only appears in 4 scenes and is used as a supporting role to set up a story for Mark that extends beyond predictable romantic toing and froing, and I like that. Mark's speech to become the chairman feels like it could have come straight from early Peep Show. It's a perfect example of him misreading a situation entirely and yet still managing to be kinda awkwardly charming. Plus I really like the fact that Gail returns for this whole saga, as I've always had a soft spot for her. She has always been brutally honest about what she thinks of Mark, and sometimes that's just refreshing to hear. I wish her and Jeremy would have interacted somehow though. That seems like a bit of a missed opportunity given that he did ruin her marriage and all. Sarah Corrigan also returns, another character that I liked in her previous appearances. Her constant infantilization of Jeremy always makes me laugh, as it's pretty much the same thing that Mark does, just in a less roundabout way. All these years after her first introduction, and she's had a kid, a long-term relationship, and seems to be pretty well off, whilst Jez has accomplished absolutely nothing and seems to be the lowest rung on the ladder in a household that has a 5-year-old in it. Even though it seems pretty disconnected from the rest of the story, I like seeing plenty of Mark's job in this episode. I was a big fan of the JLB related stuff in early Peep Show, and Mark losing his job created a big hole in the show that I don't think ever really got filled. And although the dynamic of this job is nothing like that of JLB, it's at least something going on in his life that tries to make him seem grounded. This episode ends on a great line that may just sum up Mark's character better than any other in the show. I knew she didn't love me, now all I have to do is get her to admit it, and then I win. It's similar to a bit from Series 4's penultimate episode, Holiday, in which Mark is ecstatic at the idea of the counsellor finally breaking down his relationship, like he's happy if his relationship fails, just as long as it isn't him that cracks first. That episode was then followed up by what may just be Peep Show's best ever episode, Wedding. Let's hope that the finale of Series 8 and the culmination of the Dobby storyline lives up to that impossibly high standard.